Hey all! Welcome back to Final Fantasy II. Damn, it's good to be back in action, after being forced to the sidelines in the last video.
Yep, it's back to the old grind with Final Fantasy II. But before we go any further, Chris, I want to formally apologise for the stunt I pulled on you in the last video. I did some digging on that Catcraft server and learnt the admin of the server was taking bribes from a confirmed predator to not rat him out. You were totally justified in the measures you took to remove Bulldozer Man from the server. So I'm sorry I got angry at you and threw you out of the last video. I hope we can still be cool after that.
Well, technically, the predator in question was a big spender on the server, and the admin didn't rat him out because he wanted that income. But it's pretty much the same thing, just disgusting behaviour overall. I hope Minecraft's enforcement team nailed them good for that, and for the whole buying loot crates thing.
Yeah, I probably could have found a more gentle way to get Bulldozer off that server that didn't make him look bad, but he needed to be removed from that server for his own safety. Any server that prioritizes monetary gain over player safety is seriously fucked up. No cap.
So, we're cool then? I don't want any bad vibes between us over that whole mess. Also, so Melody will stop threatening to blow my house up again.
Yeah, we're cool. It was just a stupid situation that shouldn't have happened overall. And Melody, stop that. You know damn well that if anything happens to Alex's house, you know who will hold me responsible. And next thing you know, what's-her-name is in here ripping us 5 new ones. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. Don't instigate bullshit.
All right, Alex apologised anyway, so I'd say we're all cool now. Just don't go pulling any more stunts like that again, boys. Just because I'm the wisest of us 3 doesn't mean I'm your babysitter or something. So stop making me act like I am with the whole breaking up your fights and crap. Good God.
Alright, glad we're all buddies in arms once again. And oh fuck, raise your hand and say aye if you got cucked by the monster inner box on the Dreadnaught on your first playthrough.
Aye!
Seriously, that trap chest can go screw off. That Hill Giga still haunts my dreams to this day.
One of the only times I've ever gotten a legitimate game over on my first playthrough. I spent hours training for the bosses, but somehow that Hill Giga's absolutely curb-stomped me on my first run. It sucked ass. And this was on the PlayStation version, so saving right before the battle wasn't an option.
Typical that you would be skilled enough at these RPGs to not get a game over until this point. And damn, we're just absolutely demolishing these fools right now, without buffs or magic. This is embarrassing.
Our playtime is nearly 35 hours. What did you expect? We could probably take on the final boss right now if we wanted. And instead, here we are making the Dreadnaught our bitch. Ha ha ha!
Well, I can tell that a lot of this video is just going to be mindless running around and fighting. So is there anything you guys want to talk about in this episode?
There's a lot we can talk about today. I think we should start with the obvious one though. The video bumpers. Hats off to Bulldozer Man for realising the first 42 bumpers were of subpar quality compared to the ones we have now and choosing to replace them. It'll be a headache for sure, but that shows the natural progression in quality for these videos, and that deserves praise.
And major kudos to Bulldozer Man for not deleting the first 2 video bumper packs that have those original 42 bumpers. They're preserved for legacy reasons, a way for us to look back and remember just how far we've come in the past couple years.
Yeah, these videos in general have been of higher quality as of late compared to when he first started uploading. And to think this whole thing started with a boss rush of every boss monster in Lunar Legend for Game Boy Advance, which I hear he's going to try and redo sometime soon, to include the extra optional boss he skipped over in that original video.
More RPGs on the channel never hurt anyone. Except the lizard men who take advantage of poor wolf girls in murky dark caves who've lost their swimwear, that is. But that's a given.
Alex, have you been screwballing around on DeviantArt again?
I think I need therapy. I have seen horrible things.
Given the nature of that site, I'm not surprised. Anyway, before we go trauma dumping on our audience, I'm just going to ask, what the fuck happened to Wizard 101's summer update? The bizarre NPC goes missing for at least a week because of a glitch? Typical King's Isle screwing their update up once again. God, some things never change.
It honestly feels like King's Isle is just trolling their player base at this point. No wonder they rarely get featured in videos anymore. Nobody trusts them to make a quality game anymore.
No shit.
They need to pull their act together before it falls apart like an old 1932 pickup truck that's not been serviced in like 90 years.
I can't tell if that was a reference to Green Acres or what, but that was an oddly specific comparison to make.
Maybe Melody should jiggle her tits to the Green Acres theme, like that one episode of Family Guy.
And maybe you should shut the fuck up before I rat you out to Stella and Kalis. Get back to work and clean that garage up.
I take it Gus is working community service at your place again?
I thought he was on the run from our friends in Teyvat and the Astral Express for that prank he pulled not so long ago.
Oh, he still is. He's just hiding out here because he doesn't have anywhere else to go right now. I said it'd be fine as long as he finished up that community service sentence. And by the way, he called Kalis' wife Firefly a basic bitch in that school uniform of hers. So now Kalis is looking for him, too. Leave it to Gus to get himself into trouble as usual.
Yeah, that's it. Gloves are coming off. Nobody insults the best girl Firefly and gets away with it. Next time I see Gus, he's getting a 9-layer sword beam sandwich right down his fucking throat.
Well, frankly, I don't know what everybody is bitching about. Japanese school uniforms have always been the same design-wise, and hollering for Firefly's Sam armor to get a reskin as well is just plain ridiculous. What practical purpose would that serve in combat? And didn't Firefly always say she wants to go to a school anyway and live a normal life? You guys just can't be happy for her at all, can you?
Hoyoverse fans always have a talent for bitching about the dumbest shit over those games. It's honestly insulting, really. Just let Firefly be happy and free for whatever time she has in this mortal world.
Yeah, I hope she and Kalis are happy together for as long as she'll be around. A girl as pretty and talented as her deserves a man like him. We'll do anything to make her happy. Although I can't help but feel like there's something we're overlooking that could help with Firefly's extremely short lifespan.
I've had the same feeling. It feels like there's something that could help with that problem, but I just can't place the name anywhere. Maybe it'll come to me later in this series.
Well, before we get too deep into that topic, let's turn our attention to something else that needs talking about. Where the hell is the next episode of Time Splitters? It's literally late June. And if we don't see a new episode of that series before July, I'm going to assume it's getting pushed back to the back burner again.
Damn it, Alex, you're right. We were promised new episodes of that series soon, and we haven't heard a peep out of it since we did that story missions tier list. This is getting ridiculous. We want Time Splitters on the channel again.
Well, as much as I hate to admit it, Bulldozer's schedule may be getting all thrown into knots, considering Ren's truck is almost ready to go as of the time of recording this. So we might be seeing more videos in the real world as opposed to gaming videos on the channel when the two are able to spend time together.
Now, that I wouldn't mind seeing. All that time in front of that laptop can't be doing Bulldozer any favours. He needs more videos of the real world. And if his parents can't help him get it, then I say it's time to get somebody in here who can. And Ren seems very capable of doing just that, just like any good gamer girl would be. I'm honestly extremely excited, and equally parts nervous. Hopefully Bulldozer can keep his nerves together when they're together alone out there. You know how much of a nervous wreck he can be around pretty girls without any backup.
Alex, inside thoughts, okay? Don't let Gus hear you say that. Jesus.
Oh right, sorry.
Well, on a not so related note, what do you two think Bulldozer and Ren are going to do when that trailer is ready? Are they going to settle down in Sholo together, or maybe go travel around the state of Arizona for a while and see the sights? There's a lot out there to see, especially when the weather begins to cool down.
While travelling around could provide some awesome videos, I would honestly prefer it if the two would just find a quiet place in Sholo to hunker down together. I think we've had enough chaos for one lifetime, given everything we've all been through these last few years. What say you, Chris?
Yeah, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Bulldozer's seen and dealt with just about everything not so long ago, all in pretty rapid succession. A crazed pedophile with an inferiority complex, a mass-murdering manipulator, a fart machine who never knows when to shut the fuck up, a saboteur who almost got his old hometown ransacked, and a website full of internet predators, trolls, and tough guys who have way too much free time on their hands. I think Bulldozer Man deserves to pocket his disability money and book sale royalties when that money eventually shows up, and go into early retirement. He's had one hell of a tour of duty, and he's got both the mental and physical scars to prove it.
Don't forget about a hardware store manager who has no idea what the fuck she's doing. I swear to God, all we need now is a Nazi acting like one of those old Looney Tunes cartoons, and then we'll be all set for the biggest clown show of the century.
I'd honestly rather watch that over watching the news these days. All this news about that disaster in the Middle East makes me sick to my stomach. It's just disgusting.
Yeah, that whole situation is pretty fucked. Not going to cap. Anyway, we better change the subject, because if we start talking about politics right now, we'll lose viewers even faster than Twitter losing brain cells over supporting that whole war on the other side of the pond. Let's talk about something else.
I think I'll just take this time to comment on those updated guidelines for the video bumpers. It's good that Bulldozer-man put his foot down on a bumper that would have been extremely controversial. That just proves he's stronger than we give him credit for.
For real. That couldn't have been an easy decision to make, but he made it. And I'm proud of him for it. Less fuel for those fat bastards on X and all that jazz.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back ribs.
The fall off is insane. Oh, fuck no. Guys, we went the wrong way. We're not supposed to be here until after we find Hilda and Sid.
Well, son of a motherfucking bitch. And the teleport spell won't work in here. Now we have to backtrack all the way to the beginning and
Why
come all the
don't
way
you
back.
lovely viewers watch an ad
This is
break
just
while we
fucking
sort this
dandy.
mess out?
God fucking damn it, game. Kiss my fucking...
Jesus fucking Christ, Alex, don't you ever say that again. We're lucky it cut to an ad break right before you went off on that tirade.
I think I need necotherapy again. I can't even process half the things you said. All I really heard was North Korea, haters, and sexual slaves. What the actual fuck, dude? Just look at our editor. He's in tears right now.
Ah, he'll get over it. And I won't apologize for art.
Bro, even by my standards, that was just straight up fucked. And I thought I was the edgy one around here. Anyway, I'm all done with my tasks. Can I go now?
Alright, fine, Gus, you can go. Just don't let the door hit you on the way out. Because something else is going to hit him on the way out.
Wait, what the fuck?
Well, at least that's him out of my hair for a while.
Alex, did something happen to Gus over there? Last I checked, I heard a metallic bang right after I heard your door close.
Ah, I may or may not have dropped a not-so-subtle hint to Stell and Kalis that Gus was here. He looked at me funny, so that's what he gets.
So you make him come over and finish his community service sentence under the promise to not rat him out, and then you rat him out anyway? You're a real bastard, you know that, Alex.
Meh, I felt like doing it anyway. He still doesn't know how to properly respect women. Hopefully he learns his lesson after this.
Well, I'm not even going to lie. We absolutely curb-stomped that chest trap. That Hill Gigas stood no chance.
You bet, Chris. That was such sweet payback for all the childhood trauma that bastard caused for me.
Well, we still need to make tracks back to the start of the dungeon. Editor, do your thing.
All right, here we are, back in the first room. Let's try going the correct way at this fork down here this time, and hopefully not end up going the wrong way again.
Wait, hold the fucking phone. Was that an original scene transition we just saw? Where the hell did that come from?
It's a little thing Bulldozer worked up for us. It's just the first of many scene transition clips he's making to use in future videos. I think that first one was a home run hit.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. That effect was pretty smooth, and it was even colored blue to match our logo. That's what you call dedication to your craft. Anyway, now we have to go find Princess Hilda and Sid. Then we can go back and blow this overgrown tin can to Timbuktu.
Well, I guess that's what I call a good day. A fancy new scene transition effect. And watching a giant airship go boom! Now all we need is Barbara in a bikini and we're all set.
Alex, you are not normal.
Says the one who was modelling her shell bikini on the beach the other day.
Hey, I'll have you know I look damn good in that thing. Better than Barbara will ever look in whatever skimpy swimwear you ask her to model for you.
Skimpy! Melody, I'll have you know that Barbara wears only the finest one-piece swimsuits because she's not comfortable showing that much skin. Think before you speak if you don't want to sound like an idiot.
All right. I'm gonna stop you two right there. The last thing I need right now is to listen to you two acting like a couple of spoiled brats.
Melody started it.
No, Alex started it.
You did!
You did.
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 You did!
Shut the fuck up!
Damn. Sorry, Chris.
I'm sorry, buddy. It's just natural when me and Melody disagree on something.
All right, we're cool. Just stop making me seem like the angry father of the group. Good lord.
Well, we've saved Hilda and Sid. Time to get back to the engine room. Okay, we're back. And oh no, Gordon got knocked out. Who could have possibly seen that coming? Insert Wile E. Coyote holding up a sign that says, "I'm being sarcastic."
Well, we figured that with the Imperial General right there, we'd take this time to train up our stamina a little bit. It's around 63 now across all three of us. It's been pretty uneven for a while now, and it seemed like a good time to correct that.
Yep. And now that we've finished with that minor distraction, we're ready to destroy the airship and get this section of the game over with.
Sunfire, do your thing.
Thar she blows.
Haha, funny jokes are funny. And look, it's totally not the same weirdo we saw earlier in the game again.
Yeah, totally not somebody we saw at the beginning of the game or anything. Anyway, the Dreadnaught is getting ready to explode, it looks like. We better skedaddle. And quick.
Oh my god, unnecessarily long escape sequence number 9001 right here, folks. And why is the game lagging? Screw this shit. Editor, skip this pointless cutscene.
Well, that's one way to skip a pointlessly long cutscene. And look at that, Sid dropped us off right at Altair. Let's go report our success to the king.
Yeah, he'll be glad to know that giant flying death machine is gone.
But first, let's restock on a few things. We used up all our ethers on MP recovery while on the Dreadnaught, so we need more of them.
We also have a 10-ton pile of drops to sell off. We're going to be swimming in gil by the end of the game, I swear.
Uh-oh, I knew this part was coming.
Oh dear, yep, I remember this. Let's all be quiet and watch.
Rest in peace, King of Finn. You didn't do much in this plot, but you were a plot-relevant character nonetheless.
Gosh damn, Hilda's without a father now. The rest of the Rebel Alliance isn't going to bode too well when they learn about this.
Well, like Gordon just said, we should save our tears for another time. We got a job to do, or the king's death will have been for nothing. And our next task is to go find the Dragoons. Well, guys, that's all for this episode of Final Fantasy II. Gordon's left our company, and talking with some NPCs has told us we need to go find a ship to sail to our next destination. The ferry we used before won't suffice, so that'll be interesting. Next time, we begin the search for the Dragoons. If any are still alive, that is. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more content, and we'll see you for part 6.
See you later, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Bye, viewers.